Okay. Good. Excellent. Let's see. Looks like it. Yep. Is there music? Yeah, I knew it was Renpy. Preferences. Yep, there's music. Yep. Okay. Ready to go. It's time, chat. Time to dab. Hello? You there? There you are. Oh, I bet this has controller support. Hell yes, it does. You're in the sort of mysterious place. Not quite here, but not quite there. I had some friends of mine come up with this place for you. This is your personal area. You can come back here anytime you want, no matter what. Oh, the music is super low. Well, I mean, there's no music yet. It's just ambient noise. Chat, can you hear the water? Or is that too low for you? I'm gonna crank it really loud if you can't hear it. No. Is that better? I'll crank it to max. Alright, it's cranked to max. So if some music starts playing, I'll be sure to jump on that shit to help you. Okay. Let me go to my preferences first. I'm gonna reduce the text speed a bit. And then we'll continue from there. I'll also be your friend and guide you throughout all this. Okay. With that said, what's on your mind? First, start off by telling me how you feel. Chat. Feel anxious. What's making you feel anxious? I have anxiety over something specific. While I can't specifically guess what exactly is making you feel anxious, you have my deepest sympathies. There are different forms and levels of anxiety that each require a different approach towards. You may feel like your anxiety could use professional help, or you also may feel like all you need is some guidance on reliving your anxiety, or relieving your anxiety. If your anxiety is severe enough to the point where it heavily impacts your day, such as experiencing panic attacks or being unable to do normal tasks, I strongly recommend you seek professional help. When in doubt, if you can, see a doctor or counselor and talk about your concerns with them. I'm no doctor or a substitute for treatment. However, I can at least give you some tips on how to help relieve anxiety. Would you like to hear that? I would. I'm happy to help. Talk about your anxiety with a friend or a family member you trust. It may provide you comfort and relief. Exercising has been proven to help relieve anxiety and depression, and in general helps to boost your mind. The key is to find a program that suits you and consistently or more often working at it. You can put your mind at ease with activities that are soothing to you, such as listening to music, art, writing entertainment, or in my case, cleaning. It's important to also get quality sleep. Better sleep is essentially a better body and mind. Having a balanced diet also helps. Certain foods, such as caffeinated drinks, can also worsen anxiety. You can also try breathing or meditation exercises, like physical exercise. These just invoke picking a routine and having a go at it. A simple but effective breathing exercise you can do is the box breathing method. Do you want to try it now? I do. Great. Simply just follow what I say and click to the next line when you're done. Alright, chat. I'm gonna do it. So you better do it with me. Breathe in for 4 seconds, then hold for 4 seconds. Now breathe it all out in 4 seconds. Hold your breath for another 4 seconds. And congratulations, that's a full cycle. Repeat this as many times as you want or until you notice an improvement in your mood. Hopefully you at least have some new ideas on how to manage your test anxiety better. I wish you nothing but the best. Good luck. I'm here for you no matter what. Well, that's all I have to say on that matter. Did I manage to make you feel better? You did. I'm glad to hear I could have been of help, even if I only made you just a little bit better. I do have one last thing to show you to celebrate this occasion. Spell card sign, dangerous action behavior. There it is. I hope that will suffice. It seems that that's the end, but you're free to come back anytime you want. Here's to better days and a bright future. And with that, we're off. Chat, let's go again. What this time? I feel sad. I'm sorry to hear that. Why do you feel sad? I don't know. I'm stricken with grief. I don't like my current situation. Oh, jeez. Chat, these are real. I don't know. It's perfectly okay to feel sad, even if it's for a reason you haven't yet to know. More often than not, it will go away on its own. Embrace the sadness. Let it flow through your mind like the waves on this beach. The important thing is to move forward by doing what you can to make you happy. Do whatever you find solace in, be it music, playing games, writing, whatever works for you. There are certain conditions you may not notice that can also make you sad, such as your diet and most commonly the weather. Finally, remember there's nothing wrong in seeking help, if you can. It may be a good idea to make an appointment with your family doctor. The doctor will be able to treat or refer you accordingly to the problem. Remember, you can always get a second opinion if you feel like you need to. Take all the time you need to get over the sad feeling. I'm also right here if you need anything. Well, that's all I have to say on that matter. Did I manage to make you feel better? You always will. Activate dab. Replay video game. Chat, this is realer than I expected. Embrace the pain. What else you got? I need all of your advice. I'm stricken with grief. I'm sorry to hear that. Coping with grief can be very difficult, whether it's the loss of a life, of a loved one or friend, losing your job or a relationship with family or friends. Whatever it is, your feelings are valid and it's okay to feel upset. It's important to try and move on by coping with the loss. There are healthy and unhealthy ways to cope. For instance, going to therapy, talking about it with someone you trust, and keeping your mind busy with music, games, or books are all perfectly healthy ways to cope with grief. It's important to stay away from unhealthy ways to cope, such as self-harm, substance abuse, or alcohol abuse. While they may provide temporary relief, they won't help you in the long term and will make your situation worse. It may not be the same as your situation, but the mistress was really overcome with sadness when her pet was missing. Thankfully, we ended up finding it in the end, but seeing her like that. Anyways, take all the time you need to overcome this. I believe in you. I'll be right here if you need anything. Chat, Sakuya is the best friend I think any of us will ever have. I don't like my current situation. Sorry to hear that. Everyone hits a roadblock in their life where they're not happy with their current life situation. Reflecting on this is the best approach. Every situation is different. Some just need some time, others need action. In fact, I initially didn't like serving in the mansion with my mistress. However, after some reflection and giving it some time, I don't think I ever want to live anywhere else. Of course, your situation may require more than just some time and reflection. You might have to look towards taking a course of action. Ultimately, you have to live the life you want to live. Others may have their expectations for you, but at the end of the day, you have to do what makes you happy. A troublemaker friend of mine actually ran away from home over this. Her name is Marisa. She wanted to dedicate her life to magic. Her father was outraged by this. Marisa got in constant arguments with her father. Ultimately, they couldn't come to an agreement, and she ran away from home and never came back. She never came to regret this decision, and is living her best life, filled with adventures and happy times. Needless to say, if Marisa listened to her father and decided not to pursue her passion for magic, she would most likely be very unhappy with her life. It's a bit of an extreme example, though. You may not need to follow something like that. However, just think about what it is that you want to make you happy. Then think about how you can obtain that. Good luck. I believe in you. And I'm here for you no matter what. Every time. Every time. We're getting our money's worth, chat. We're getting our money's worth. Feel good ink. I want to go to bed for a few years. Me too. What if you say no at the end? I can't bring myself to say that to her. After all the advice that she gives me, unwarranted. She doesn't have to, but she does. I'm going to tell her no. I couldn't say no. If you want to say no, you can buy the game yourself and say no. But I'm not going to be your vehicle for such a bad thing. I have a test coming up. Test anxiety is perfectly normal. It's okay to feel some anxiety and nervousness when you have an important test or exam coming up. However, if it gets bad to the point where it negatively affects your performance, you may want to use these strategies to seek help. If you still need to study or practice for the test, do so at a moderate pace. And take breaks in between. Do not try to cram everything at the last minute. Make sure you get proper sleep. You can drink tea such as oh god, I don't know what that is. Chamomile, whatever. Or take supplements such as melatonin to help you while sleeping. Exercising is also a great way to boost your mood and improve brain performance. Just stick to a workout routine that suits you best. Finally, you can use breathing techniques to put yourself more at ease. There are tons of breathing methods such as box breathing, deep breathing, and abdominal breathing. Feel free to look up any breathing techniques and apply which everyone works for you. With that said, one of the simplest is the box breathing technique. Want to try it now? I don't. That's perfectly fine. I'm here for you anytime you need it. I wish you the best. Well, that's all I have to say on the matter. What if you are not relieved? Would you lie to just make me happier than you truly are? I wouldn't say it's a lie if you have somebody, albeit whatever this is, actually give a shit, you know? I think that's what it is. I'm scared of something. Fear is a natural response that happens to everyone, even to the greatest of people. That includes you, it seems. See, who would say that? Who would say that? If not Sakuya. Maybe you have a phobia of something, or perhaps you're scared of failing something important. Just know that the more you do something, the easier it gets. Sadly, fear and anxiety don't get better from doing nothing about it. It's not going to be easy, but more often than not, it gets better and the fear will subside. You just have to keep trying. If your fear is something you cannot really act upon or is extremely crippling, there's no shame in getting help, either through someone you trust or through the work of a professional, such as a therapist. Remember that you're not alone. Chances are there are other people going through what you're going through, and you can tackle your fear at your own pace. It doesn't matter if it takes you 1 week or 1 year to get over it. As long as you're trying, then you're doing great. I know you have it in you to overcome whatever is afflicting you. Good luck, and I wish you nothing but the best. Well, that's all I have to say on the matter. I'm back. I feel lost. Why do you feel lost? I don't know what to do with my life. I don't feel like I belong anywhere. I can't focus on learning new things. Holy shit. It's okay to be uncertain about your future. There's no shame in not knowing. It's a common problem. Humans long for meaning and purpose with our lives. It's part of why I love serving as the head maid in the mansion. It's fulfilling work. Regardless, you may benefit from reflecting and asking yourself some questions. What do you like doing? What don't you like doing? What kind of person are you? What are you good at? Simple questions like that can go a long way. Some dreams are more realistic than others. However, you should always set realistic and measurable goals for yourself. It also never hurts to have a backup plan either. Some people say I'd have been a great vampire hunter had I not decided to be a maid, and I think that's a fair plan. You're also free to try different things in your life if you want. You can try some new activities and see what you liked or did not like about it. To sum it up, do a lot of reflecting, don't put your eggs in one basket, try new things and take your time. Though my mistress has the power to change someone's fate, it's in you to decide what you want to do. Good luck, and I wish you the best. This costs like 79 cents, as far as I could tell. He did help. Chat, that's true. By the way, like, that's why I started streaming. Because I just decided I wanted to try something new. And look where it got me. I'm sorry to hear that. Whether you feel that way because you've been cast aside from a group or you feel like you don't fit in anywhere, it can be hard feeling lonely or isolated. First, you can try joining a group of people with similar interests, or obtaining just some friends to talk to. You can do this in a variety of ways, either through meetings in the forms of conventions, clubs, or meetings. There's also nothing wrong with doing this online. Things can be far apart from you, but still really close to your heart, and that's Twitch chat. That's chat. You can do this through things like through online communities, forums, or message boards. That's us! All these methods may require you to step out of your comfort zone and put in some effort, but it can be entirely rewarding. That's true. Let me tell you, the first time I ever streamed was nerve-wracking, to say the least. Holy jeez. And even though I'm coming up to a year of it, it's still kind of rough. Like, it's never easy to just start. But I know I was super nervous back when I first started streaming. It was crazy. It's quite a difference. Like, I'm surprised I didn't just shut down. Probably because I had some experience with public speaking before I started streaming, but it's definitely a whole new can of worms in this one. So she's not wrong. It is scary to try new things, but you'd be surprised what happens if you do. With that said, there's nothing wrong with spending most or all of your time by yourself. That's another thing, chat. There's a difference between being alone and being lonely. Furthermore, sometimes you just need one or two close people, be it family, friends, or even pets, to feel a sense of fulfillment and belonging. That's also true, chat. That's also true. You don't have to have 5,000 Facebook friends. You don't. I know when I was done school, I pretty much lost all my friends. They were gone. Aside from like one or two. But that was fine. That was perfectly fine. I had the friends I needed. As a matter of fact, my mistress's close friend is an absolute bookworm who likes to stay inside and read books all day. And that's perfectly fine. That's how she wants to live. Overall, there are many ways you can obtain a sense of belonging, even through just yourself. Good luck. Well, that's all I have to say on the matter. Thank you, Sakuya. The way Twitch VODs work is you get 7 days with affiliate and 60 days with partner. So they're gone. They're gone unless you like highlight it, I think. Sorry, but that was a long time ago. I can't focus on learning new things. Learning new skills or hobbies is often not always easy. This could be due to a variety of factors. You may not have the passion, it may be too challenging, or perhaps you suffer from procrastination. God, that's rough. Chat, let me tell you, when I first went into GIMP to learn how to use that, I knew I had to learn how to use it. I really did. But it was so overwhelming. There was so much information in there to take in, and it's so hard to find like somewhere to put your hand in to like get your feet wet kind of thing and that kind of thing, because it's like the manual is not very clear. So I know a very minimal amount of that stuff now, and I use it, which is great. I'm no professional by any means, but I am content with what I can do. It's hard though, yeah. It's hard to find a way to start. It really, really is. And sometimes you just gotta remember that everyone started somewhere. Just because someone started years ago doesn't mean they didn't start before, right? You can start now, and you can still do something. You can make something out of it. No time like the present, I guess is what they call that. I mean, look at streaming for another example. There are a lot of streamers that have been streaming for years, right? Absolute, like some of them since the beginning of Twitch's time. And here I am starting in like 2019, right? Just because I started just last year and they started so far back, like if I sat there and compared myself to them, who've had so much experience and time to grow and all that, then it would be difficult. So I don't do that. I try really hard not to do that. And I just take what I got. I consider myself pretty fortunate, all things considered, that's for sure. Had amazing channel growth in such a small amount of time. Really, I can't be any more thankful from that than I am. Thank you, guys. It could be a variety of factors. You may not have the passion. It may be... Yep, okay. Which one fits you? Oh god, there's 3 options in this one. I don't have the passion. We're going to go through all these, though. If you're not feeling passionate about something you're learning, it may be a good idea to do some reflection. As you may know, I have the ability to stop time. I can learn any skill I want to before the day ends. But even though I have an endless amount of time, there's no point in learning something new if I'm not interested. If you're genuinely not passionate about whatever it is you're working on, it may be a good idea to consider letting it go. If you're in a spot where you have to do the task ahead, regardless of whether you like it or not, then consider doing it in small parts and even reward yourself for making progress, such as taking a break and doing something you enjoy. Overall, you'll need to do some reflection as to what you're doing is really the best for you. I wish you the best of luck in the task ahead. You can do it, and I'm always here for you. Thank you, Sakuya. I have to spend my entire Sunday doing chores, yes. Sunday tomorrow is going to be dedicated to laundry and making thumbnails for these games today. And then I have to do a bunch of testing with different games to make sure they work properly, so I can play those sometime next week. So I'm moving all of that to Sunday on my free day, which is pretty great. I can't focus on learning new things, and it's too difficult. There's nothing wrong with trying to accomplish something difficult. You just have to do it in small increments. You're learning the piano, for instance. You can learn Mary Had a Little Lamb instead of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. This brings up a good point here. Okay. So, the thing with like, maybe not music. My example would be stuff like art. So, aspiring artists will always try and forego the basics, and they'll end up looking at people who have years worth of experience and just practice, and they'll look at it and say, wow, you're very talented. And I know a lot of artists hate hearing that, because it's to them, it's a disregardment of the hard work they put in. Like, they just naturally are that good. They didn't put as much effort in, that kind of thing. Maybe I'm putting words in people's mouths because I'm not an artist. But there are definitely, like, when you're first starting out, you really have to accept that you are a beginner. You are not better than level 1. But ego gets in the way of that for sure. Everyone thinks they don't have to. They don't need to practice how to draw simple shapes. They can just get on right with it. But that's not how art works. It's complex. It's very difficult. And I know for sure that I don't understand the amount of... I definitely don't understand how much effort goes into art. And I know for digital artists, it's especially frustrating when people say that their digital art isn't art because it's not drawn on a piece of paper or canvas or painted or something. That's just disrespectful. But that's boomer stuff, so don't worry about that. Art is hard. The computer makes it for you. Whoa. Some people learn easier than others, but it still takes effort. That's true. But that's what talent is. Talent isn't like, oh, you're just really good at this. Talent is just you kind of have a natural like taking to certain things. Some people are better at grasping concepts than others. That's just how it works. Some things work in our minds clearer than others. That doesn't mean that you're talented means that you can pick up a pencil and just sketch out Michelangelo's like masterpiece or fucking instantly bring to life not DiCaprio, what's his name? Da Vinci's paintings. It just means that you have a better grasp on what you need to do. So you'll see progress faster, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're always going to be one step ahead. You could get lazy, right? Or maybe feel like you don't need to learn things because you just get it, and you can be missing very basic things. Whereas somebody who starts from the very beginning can probably catch up to you or even pass you if you disrespect the basics. Again, maybe I'm just being a conceited bastard about this, but the way I see it, you can be good at something, you can be not good at something, but if you're not going to put the effort in, do you truly care? The thing, I always imagine I have a talent for something I'm not interested in, but the thing is, a lot of people don't like things that they're not good at just because they're not good at it, right? But once you understand how to do it, you do become interested in it because you know you're good at it. So if it's something you don't like, that's why people say to go out of your comfort zone, right? They try new things because even if it's something you assume you might not like, maybe you will. Like, I can't tell you like, the number of times, like, okay, this is going to be a bad example, but somebody recommends a game or an anime, right? And you're like, oh, well, it doesn't sound that good. I don't care. I'm not going to try it. And then you decide you're bored one day, you can't find anything to do, and you're like, you know what? Whatever. I'll watch the show, or I'll start this game. And there you are, 4 hours later, and you're like, well, that was really good. I just regret putting that off as long as I did. You never be too sure. Sometimes there's a very obvious aspect about it that you're like, I've tried something similar to that before, I probably won't like this, but if it's a completely new concept to you, there's never really any harm in giving it a shot. Good example. Now watch Ghostic. You shut up. You shut up. I did that with Touhou. Yeah, that's another thing. That's Touhou for me, actually. All right, let me tell you a story. So I did this before, but when I learned about Touhou, I knew about Touhou for a long time, but I never really knew like what it was or how to start it or get into it, and I never really pushed forward. And then one day when we were driving, we were doing a road trip from Montreal, Nova Scotia. My friend brought his laptop and he put Touhou games on it, and I was like, I recognize Touhou. I kind of understand it. At least I know what it is, but I never really played it. So sure, I'll give it a shot. Why not? And I did. And I played Touhou 7, and I enjoyed it. I liked the characters. I liked the music. And when I got home, I thought, you know what? That game was good enough that I kind of want to see more. And then I went and watched a playthrough of Touhou 6. Then I watched a playthrough of Touhou 7. Then I watched a playthrough of Touhou 7.5. And then I started finding all those like really old animations and stuff on YouTube. And I was sharing them with my friend who showed me Touhou. And he was like, I remember that when I was younger. And I was like, this is like a gold mine I've never seen before. And I was just enraptured by it all. I just couldn't stop. but I took it real slow to take it in small doses so I could get everything out of it. And here I am today, right? And I'm here, I'm streaming. I'm streaming because I like Touhou, and I like presenting Touhou to others, and I want others to like Touhou like I do. Isn't that amazing? That's a superhero origin story if I've ever heard one. Okay. Work your way up to the goal by doing it in a very small but measurable parts, one step at a time. It's almost always best to start off small. It doesn't matter how slow you're progressing, you could go at a snail's pace and that would be okay. The key is to keep trying and not give up. You can fall, stumble, get set back, and even take time off, but you must never give up. That's another thing, chat. Like, I said this before as well, but when I stream or I put something up on YouTube, I consider it a good day if there's any follow, any sub, like on anything. There's a YouTube sub, a Twitch follow, a Twitter follow, hell, just people watching the YouTube videos. Like, that's great. I consider that a win. That means I'm doing something right. It doesn't matter. As if I see the number go up by even 1, I consider that a successful day. I really do. That's all I need. And remember, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not get it right the first 10 or 1,000 tries. That's a really hard one, though, Sakuya. That really is. The thing is, Neil, is there are a lot of people who aren't really fond of bullet hell games, and to be honest with you, I'm not terribly like ecstatic about them either. But the thing about Touhou is there's so much about it outside of the bullet hell games that you can still get into it, but a lot of the main lore was in the games, so that's why I ended up really getting into them as well. And they're fun to watch. The Touhou books you read like light novels. They're basically like small light novels, yeah, short light novels or manga. They're good. You don't have to play the games. If you're interested in the story, I recommend you check out playthroughs of the games, at the very least, but they're not required to play. There's so many different mediums of Touhou you can do. There are different fan games covering all different kinds of genres. There's written works, there's fan works, there's music, art. There's so much to take in with this series that even if you're not good at the games, which a lot of people really aren't, it's fine. And if anyone tries to tell you that you're not a real fan because you're not good at the games, well, you just don't worry about those people. Don't let the fan base decide that you don't enjoy things because you don't like playing the game type that Touhou comes from. When people give you shit about how you play the game, oh, you use controller, oh, you use keyboard, what are you doing? It doesn't matter. You can play the game however you want. I play with pad. You can play with keyboard if you find it easier. That's all. Like, we're all here to enjoy the same series. We're all here because we like Touhou. Why do we have to fight about pointless things within the fandom? I don't get it. That's more or less why I stick to myself. The only thing I do involving the fandom is share art on Twitter and do my stream, which is nice. I get to play Touhou games, show Touhou games, and I show my community and see if they like Touhou games. Maybe they'll get into Touhou themselves. I just hope that no one's experience with Touhou has ever been sullied to the point where it can't be recovered, because that would really suck, especially for me at this point with how much I love the series. Okay, moving on. I wish you the best of luck in your task ahead. You can do it, and I'm always here for you. Well, that's all I have to say on the matter. Did I manage to make you feel better? There's one more dialogue option, chat. And it's the procrastination. This is one that hits a lot of us. It's really easy to procrastinate and not be able to focus on tasks at hand properly. It can be pretty challenging to overcome procrastination, but you don't have to go to extreme measures such as turning off your internet or not allowing yourself to have fun until the task is done. Chat, don't punish yourself because you can't get things done. Just don't do that. That'll make you loathe what you're doing, and it will sully. That's why when I do thumbnails, I try to get them started right away. I enjoy doing them, so there's that. But if I'm too tired at the end of the night, I'm not gonna force myself to make them, because if you continuously force yourself to do something you're not in the mood to do because you feel like you have to do it when you don't, you're going to come to despise what you're doing. I don't want to do that. I like making my thumbnails. Some of them are simple. Some of them I have ideas for. Sometimes the ideas don't work out and I have to start from scratch, and that can kind of suck. But that's the perfect time to take a break, watch a video, eat some food, and then come back to it with a fresh mind. Some healthy ways to fight procrastination include breaking up the task into small chunks, working in small 5 to 25 minute increments, rewarding yourself after completing a section. See, basically what I just said, chat. You can also try to fight it via doing other small productive things. Oh, that was weird. Why did I do that? I also have a mobile game on the I have a mobile game on the side too, Azure Lane, so I can do that as well. And I always have a stream up to my right, so I can work and watch at the same time. So I'm not putting my face right on the grindstone to get these things done. I'm taking it slow, and I am getting them done. That's for sure. Some of the game jam ones definitely take a couple quite an investment, because I need so many different screenshots and I need to clean them out and put the icons on the background. I like the thumbnails. I take a lot of inspiration in my thumbnails from Vinny, Christian takes them from Vinny, and I in turn take them from Vinny as well, because I like his ideas of thumbnails. They show something important, they show the title, the part, and something relevant to the part at hand. The difference between us and Vinny, though, is if they don't have a good screenshot for Vinny's thumbnails, they usually have fan art that covers it pretty well, which I ended up doing. Going to Azure Lane. It's a nice game, right? It's a really nice little game. There's not really anything you have to do in Azure Lane. And, I mean, some people will be like, oh, there's no gameplay. Well, but there is some gameplay there. But it's also relaxing. You just watch cute girls. And you collect the cute girls. And you just enjoy your time with the cute girls. There's no competitive. There's no, oh, I gotta have that. There's, oh, the meta requires you to use this. You can just play the game at your own pace and enjoy all the art that comes from it. That's why I like Azure Lane. There's no rush. You just play it and enjoy it. For example, you can try something as simple as cleaning up your room or taking out the garbage. Those small accomplishments can motivate you to start working on your task. It may sound strange, but it can work quite well. I wish you the best of luck in your task ahead. You can do it, and I'm always here for you. Well, that's all I have to say on the matter. Did I manage to make you feel better? You did. I'm glad to hear I could have been of help, even if I only made you just a little bit better. I do have one last thing to show you to celebrate this occasion. Dangerous action behavior. Oh, it's dab. Get it? I hope that will suffice. It seems that's the end, but you're free to come back anytime you want. Here's to having better days and a bright future. And with that, we're off. Thank you, Sakuya. Thank you. That was good. That was good. I like that. That was heavier than I thought it was going to be, that's for sure. Jesus. They weren't kidding about that one. That was a very, very wholesome game. You just have Sakuya offer advice for very real situations I'm sure a lot of us have found themselves in. I've tried Arknight's Yo-Yo. I don't actually like it that much. I'm okay with just Azure Lane. My friends like it, but I just couldn't get into it. Yeah, I know. Okay. Unexpected wholesome. Yeah, that was nice. That it just, felt kind of nice. That's all. There's no real joke in there. I mean, the dab was there for comedic relief, but I didn't find anything in there that was really worth just laughing at. That wasn't a visual novel. I just drink and make silly noises too. That was just... It was what it was, and it did its job well. Princess Connect's on the 2nd anniversary. Princess Connect isn't in English. Okay. I'm going to set up... I'm not really going to take a BRB for this, but I'm going to set up EOSD for a busy person, and I will be resuming the alcoholic consumption. See you then.